We done already almost came to blows. But if he wasn't my brother, cuz ain't no telling, we would be mortal enemies.
Not your nemesis.
Hey, even his friends, cuz like all of our mutual friends, at this point, we just be like, man, God, yeah, yeah.
Elliot, why are you like? Is it because you're the
At
second
this point, we
kid?
just be like,
Huh?
man,
Is that
God,
is that the are
yeah,
you you're the second kid? Is that the problem?
Am I what?
Is it because you're the
yeah.
second kid? Is that the problem?
No, no, man. I don't know what it is. Before I don't know. I don't know.
Because when are you gonna grow up and grow out of it? Because when are we gonna do that? We gonna always be like this? This we gonna
I know you started your new spiritual movement and motivational
not
talks.
my
You
spiritual movement.
ain't about to use me and cut it up and put it on your TikTok.
Not the way you just came from my neck a few minutes ago.
I mean, your neck is on a milk carton now.
Don't do that. Not have you seen it?
No, it's off the milk carton now. It might have been on the milk carton because it
Oh
was
yeah,
missing.
Have you
yeah.
seen it?
Tell me, have you seen it? Seen it? Tell me, have you
Nah, man,
seen
look.
it?
I'm telling you, black people don't want you to be healthy. Black people don't want you to be skinny. It's because time you lose 8 pounds, black people will start talking about you. We don't want nobody to be skinny.
Oh, you sick as a motherfucker. You sick or you
You
on that
on that
shit?
Yeah,
shit.
you on
You
that
are
shit.
on that shit.
You on that shit.
Mess
And
around
you
and
gotta,
lose double digit pounds. Black people don't. We
yeah.
don't like it. We do not like it at all. We don't want nobody to be skinny. We don't
Hey,
like it.
I had a
And you
homeboy.
got a bubbly personality, so they might
Yeah,
think you on that booger sugar.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. We've been knowing you since middle school.
I know.
Yeah, so you was on some shit. Um,
And I am
I
literally smaller than I was in middle school.
that's how you know you on some shit. My
Right?
my
Shut that
homeboy,
shit off.
he used to go through his weight loss phases, like gain weight. My homeboy, one of our mutual homeboys said, "Hey man, he all right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, he on some shit. I'm like, "Nah, I'm no shit. He just going through one of them stages."
I just hope they got them shits right because early on in the whole GLP conversation and all that, like that shit wasn't working right. Like people was losing weight in odd places. Like it took time for the weight
Yeah,
to redistribute. So a motherfucker have a skinny ass left leg and a thick ass right arm. You be like, bro, I think something different about Eric and them. I don't know, cuz that nigga been acting like the hunchback. But then after a while it'll even out. But maybe the new
Drink a
meds is working better.
drink a little bit more water. It'll all balance out. It'll flush out. Go to
but
sleep. Drink some water.
I drink a lot of water. I already drink a lot of water.
It'll. I'm telling you. But it's so crazy though the way it works because because everybody's different, right? And I've been on this stuff for like 2 years, a little like going on 3 years at this point. And I'm telling you, I'm at I think I'm at like 120, 125 pounds down, right? And the
Shit.
first 75 pounds, nobody said a word, right? Like nobody said anything. I got to about pound 75, 80. They was like, "Oh, are you losing weight?" I was like, "Yeah," right? They're like, "Oh, okay, then cool, right?" Time I got to like 100, between 100 and 120, they was like, "Whoa, what's going on here? Like, are you losing weight?" I was like, "I just lost a whole 100 pounds. You didn't see any of that." But these last 20 pounds I've dropped, people are like, wait a minute, what's going on? Now they think I'm on sick on milk cartons. The people at church are praying over me when I get there. They talking about yeah, they talking you coming to church looking real po. Somebody said my face was real thin. I mean, it's like what's all it's been going on all this time, not a word, but all of a sudden, like when I really, 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 really started working out and really like started paying attention to what I was eating and stuff like that. These last 20 pounds have really, I guess, have made a more of a definitive, um, you know, I guess change. Like you can really see it there. But like all before, nobody said a word, not anything. But these last 20 pounds,
I think what it is when you see somebody every day, it's a little bit hard to you be like, I think they different. But you talking about 120 pounds, cause like that's a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a whole adult.
That's an adult person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I ain't mad at it. Health and wellness to everybody who wants it. Definitely everybody who needs it. I need to be one of them people who needs it as well. Um, I don't know, man. I be feeling like we in the simulation and I'm a Tuskegee Airman.
Shit, we are all gonna be in some kind of conversation. At least put me on one that's gonna make me thin for a few minutes. Shit.
Well, you gotta have. See, I got an extra back. Sometimes you need an extra back. Like you only get 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes. To have 2 backs like that, because I got a big back, so you got 2 backs. That gonna help you out later on.
No, it's just one big back. It ain't 2.
It's just one big back.
It's just one big back. You trying to separate it into 2 different entities. No, it's just one big ass back.
But the when you lost the first, you said 20, 30 pounds. That was probably the water weight. You don't see the water weight loss, and then when you start losing the other weight, that's probably when they kick you on people like you.
Nah, cause 100 pounds. When did you start to feel different?
No,
When did it?
Hold on. The first, you said the first 30 pounds, nobody said nothing, right?
If I said the first 75 pounds, nobody really
Right.
said anything.
Well, you figure if you get sick, let's say you lose like 15, 20 pounds sick, that's like the water weight.
No, that ain't 15 pounds ain't water weight. That ain't
No.
You remember Biggest Loser? That first week they were losing like 20 pounds on Biggest Loser, and they'd be like,
that was TV.
Yeah, and that is extreme. That was extreme dieting as well. So yeah, you can lose any given week. If it's my time of the month, I might be retaining water, and that might be an extra 5 pounds, or and then a week later it's gone. But for me for my body, I'm probably not losing 20 pounds of water weight, because then you think about it again. For every gram of carbs that you're consuming and holding on to, your body is holding on to 3 grams of water, right? So you gotta, right. So when you start,
I shouldn't have eaten mashed potatoes.
Right, the mashed potatoes, the brown bread from the Cheesecake Factory, them Texas Roadhouse rolls, like when the rice, we are gullah and geechee people, we tear down some rice. But if you think about it, just think for this 1 cup of rice you ate, 3 times that in water, your body's holding 3 times that in just water, right? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
You have to, drink your water, and you're gonna lose some water weight. But yeah, probably I give maybe the first 10 pounds might have been water weight. After that, I had to really start but the downside to it is a significant portion of that is muscle mass.
Yep.
I've really had to focus the last few months on strength training, which is something I haven't done probably since high school, to be honest. Like seriously focusing on it.
Hold up. It came across my mind that didn't you I think that was you. One day, I think you was in. Did you bench press like 200 in high school?
I did not. I did not bench press 200 in high school. I think I topped at like 135, 150.
That's still good.
Yeah. I know some dudes. Some dudes that be struggling with the bar. So,
yeah, I think I topped pretty good. Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Black in the chat. Send Black the link, man. Maybe he'll jump on this evening.
Shit.
You can do it without showing your face or whatever, man, but send him the link. Put the link out there. No, you said, the first 75, 80 pounds. When did you start to feel like you was a different person?
So that's about when I started feeling a little bit lighter, right? I was like, okay, maybe I don't feel as bad. Maybe my knees don't hurt as bad.
That's what I was going to say. What mundane task did you go do that you was like, wait a minute, like getting in and out the car, hopping up the first steps?
Last summer, I did a 5K.
Oh, shit. You jumped in the deep end.
I did. I jumped in the deep end last summer. I was like, I think I'm doing some exercise. I'm fine. And I jumped up. My neighborhood does a 5K every year, so it's the second Saturday in June. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go do the 5K, right? So I literally jumped up, like that morning. I was like, hey, y'all, I'll be back. I'm gonna go do the 5K. They was like, what the hell? And did not properly train for it at all. But I did it, right?
Okay.
Not gonna lie, about 0.7 miles into it, I started sending out SOSs like, hey, maybe this wasn't my best idea. Somebody should probably, come get me when I get around the corner up the hill. But nobody responds. My friend was like, oh, I didn't see your text message. I was like, damn it. So I had to finish it. And so at that point, I knew there was a difference in me at that point. And then my daughter does Girls on the Run. And what I did not know is that parents are required to do the 5K with them as well. So then in December, I had to do another 5K. So when I was like, all right, I've done 2 5Ks this year. Okay.
10 miles, shit.
Right. Well, that's not 10 miles. That's only 6.2 miles. It's only 3.1 miles.
Okay.
But still,
don't
right?
do math on.
I thought you did 3 of them. No. I thought you did 3. Yeah.
Yeah, but I am going to do another one next month when we have our annual 5K next month. But I'm prepared much better for it than I was last year and even back in December. And I can definitely feel a difference. But you know what? It's not even the feeling a difference. You know what the thing is? It's seeing it. Because the one thing that you have to work through is body dysmorphia, right? So, though I may have lost XYZ pounds, I still see the person that was, 300 and some odd pounds ago, right? Like I still see that person. And when I put on clothes, I'm like, and I'm, so when I'm trying on clothes, I'm like, wait, this fits? Because in my mind, I still see who I was, all those pounds ago. But now it's starting to click to me. I'm like, wait, so whereas
it's got to be the people though. Like that body dysmorphia is a tricky thing, and I've been hearing the term, loosely, body dysmorphia, bulimia, all kinds of different mental things that mess with you when it comes to how you view your physical appearance. But people got to be like, nah, like we was like, I can see your neck. Yeah. So even though you're not necessarily seeing it, the people around you got to be letting you know that there's a difference. There's a tremendous difference.
Yeah, like you said, y'all seen was like, wait a minute. Like the last time I was on, you was like, is the rest of you coming?
I don't know how I feel about. I don't have an opinion, positive or negative. If you choose to do one of these shots to lose weight, cool. And if you don't, cool. But just as a general rule, just as a general thing in our community, because that's what we be about, we got to do some different shit than what we doing. You know what I'm saying? And right. And don't get it twisted. There's a lot of super fit people. But then there's a lot of people that look like me, and y'all got to do better, and I got to do better, and we got to do better.
But also, you also good. You what 5'10", ain't it?
Yeah, I'm 5'10".
JT what 6'2", 6'3", and I'm like
I'm at 6'1".
I'm sorry.
The height.
You.
Who?
You.
I'm like 5'9", 5'10", maybe 5'11", 6 foot with boots on.
Wait. You think
no?
Looking me,
don't even do that.
Look at me in my eye.
Huh?
Stand up. Let me see. Stand up.
Boy, ain't nothing worse in the world than a tall woman, cuz.
Yeah.
They be disrespectful when they talk, and when they over 5'8", they be disrespectful. When they 5'7.5", they think they tough.
Hey, but I asked that question in the group the other day. What's considered tall for a female? Because I was watching something. Carlos Miller was on a podcast with a white girl, and she was saying she's 5'10", and that's tall for a woman. So
that's tall as shit for a woman.
Yeah, so she said she wanted a dude that's over 6 foot, preferably like 6'6", something. And Carlos was like, "Where you gonna find that at?" And
right.
She's dated athletes, and that's where he was like, "Well, the pool of men you dating has shrunk because if you want that tall of a man, it's gonna be hard if you find a regular person like that.
Yeah.
Well, just me at 6'1". It's hella short people in the world. It's hella more. I'm looking down at more people than I'm looking up at. Now the weird shit be when you stand next to somebody that make you look short. You know what I'm saying? See, Chris on that bullshit. Cause he think cause he's 6'3" that nobody else is even close. But I'm tall as shit. But when you stand next to I stood next to a dude one time and you ever see somebody so tall that be the first thing you can't even see past, bro, how tall is you?
Yeah.
And that man said 6'8". So just imagine somebody like Shaq size, 7'2".
Yes.
Dude.
That just don't even look right.
Yeah. Like
hold on real quick. I was at work. What day? Friday I was at work. Man, the owner's son walked in. He just graduated from high school. The man walked through the door at 6'6".
Yeah. Make you want to punch him in the stomach, ain't it?
Bro, his two hobbies are cycling and sailing.
That nigga can ride a bike fast as shit. At 6'6", that bike fast as a motherfucker, car.
His foot the same size as the damn boat he trying to sail.
And he got so he keep his mountain cycling bike at work, bro. I swear them there's 28-inch tires.
Oh yeah, he got a custom. That ain't no Walmart special.
Yeah, he got the air suspension. He got the seat cushion, and just bro. When I first started,
$99 bike.
Yeah, when I first started working there, he was 5'8" in a freshman in high school type shit. No, he was in middle school. That man graduated when he walked in Friday, he was 6'6". Now, mind you, they got an old house, bro. They got what they say? They got 9-foot ceilings.
Ooh.
Mm.
So the doorway, he's ducking in all their doorways.
Right.
Because doorways typically only 7 feet tall?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, doorways
only
7 feet. Yeah, the doorways, that's standard, I think, for doorways about 7 feet.
Yeah, I ain't never really had to duck to get in no motherfucking door. Not in no house.
Yeah.
If I did, it was a little ass house.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I can tell you, my first husband was 5'8". My second husband was 5'11". So maybe the next one I'm stepping it up.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been in a situation. I've never dated tall. And that's the other thing Carlos said in that interview is tall men normally like short ass women and short ass women love tall ass men, but short women don't like short men and tall women don't like tall men.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
More women. What you said? More women in the world than men, or at least in America, or something like that. I forgot what the statistic was that he was saying. I think there's more women than there's men.
There is. So tall men rarely approach me, right? They rarely talk to me. That's where I'm struggling to get somebody my height and above, right? And I finally just said, F it one day. I'm just going to go with personality because apparently height is not going to be, the driving force here. I just gave that up. But my sister is 5'3", her husband is 6'4".
Right.
It's just, so it's I'm here. I keep trying to talk to the tall dudes or, but
you got to go to the rec, huh? You got to go run one on Sundays.
Yeah,
I'm too old to be going to the rec still. I'm past my rec days.
Man, it's such a it's just a weird dynamic that it's always like that. I don't have anything against tall women, and I really don't freak out unless they over 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? If you 5'10", 5'9", you tall, but you not But I feel like tall women and short, when women start looking down on niggas, the dynamic changes. You feel me? Not that you could take me out, but we shouldn't be fighting anyway. But it's just a little weird when you be like, "Hey, baby," yeah. When you look into the clouds,
That's like you seen, who was it? Was it Kevin Hart or was it Lil Duval next to Angel Wilson? Like that was a big difference.
I bet that was funny.
But man,
yeah, because he's unusually short.
no, it wasn't.
He's
I think it was Plies.
uncharacteristically short.
No, I think it was Plies. I think
Oh,
it was
he's
Plies.
short.
Even
Yeah, Plies is short. Plies is real short.
I don't know, ladies for the most part, man, just find a dude to treat you right. Cause now I get it. You 5'9", you don't want him to be 5'1", but if he 5'8", like stop bagging on that dude. Because let's be real, the world is not set up for anybody over 5'8". The average height that the world is constructed around is 5'6" to 5'8". So that means when you washing dishes, if you over 6 feet tall, you hunched over in the back.
Yeah.
If you over 5'9", 5'10", getting that dope sports car, that shit gonna suck after about a week.
Getting
You know what I'm
down
saying?
the toilet and getting back up. Think
This-
about
Toilet, yeah, that
It's
toilet
hard.
thing, sure.
If you real tall, you got to sit down on the toilet and get back up. Don't mess around and be drunk in the middle of the night. It's a wrap. That knee go
This
out, you
is
back up.
straight up. My legs fall asleep on me every time I sit down on the toilet. Now, granted, I shouldn't be in there that long.
Yeah, them
But-
shit just tired.
I don't know, cuz. I don't know. I just be in there.
Stand up
I
and
don't
your
want to
drawers
know.
on your
I
ankle.
don't want to know. Keep going. Keep going.
You try to stand up and your drawers on your ankle, that shit dead.
You stupid as fuck.
You don't
Oh,
watch
man.
it. You can finish. Like, just, never mind. Go ahead.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be in there damn.
I feel like that's what I don't think women look at the bathroom the same as men. Like that be like the no-fly zone. Like if I'm in here and you know I'm in here, the likelihood of you asking me to do some shit that I was supposed to do and didn't want to do is slim to none. You feel me? So all the bathroom time for a dude is not that he in there using the bathroom. Some of that is I need some shut the fuck up. You feel me? Did I freeze?
No, she
Yeah,
got
everybody.
It went to commercial break on its own.
No,
he said shut the fuck up and you froze.
I just need, like, some men just need quiet time. It's the same thing as pulling up in front of the house and not getting out the car.
Yeah.
If I came home and I got right out the car, I'm going to be in the bathroom for 45 minutes.
Damn.
So you need Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not a disrespectful cat. What did we come here to talk about? Y'all had an agenda. Y'all had something important that y'all wanted to talk about.
Oh, well, I did have the videos.
I did not.
What did she say? What you say, Tiki?
I did not have an agenda.
Nah, I did want to touch on the there was a couple things really, but it wouldn't load the videos. The Ms Shirley thing, because that's a trending topic. The little girl, she's 5, maybe 6.
4?
I don't think she's that old.
She's 4.
Okay, 4. Shit. She's doing the trail ride dances. She's doing the outdoor concert events. She's doing the clubs at night. She did. There's a video of her putting on, and the crazy thing, like when it came across my TikTok, you know, everybody's like, "Did you see the Ms Shirley in red?" Like they just, but it's not the video, so I had to hunt for the video, which I didn't want to hunt for the video because the way people were talking. But she puts on this red outfit, puts lip gloss on, puts her mom's shoes
Gill
on.
video.
Yeah, she's with the Johnny Gill in the background. So, as a mother with daughters, from what you saw, how do you feel about the situation? Because also you got to think, you know, we had Disney back in the day. We had Nickelodeon back in the day. We had young kid actors and singers back in the day. This day and age, with all the stuff that came out with the industry, with the pedophiles and all this other stuff, how do you feel about? And I don't even know if she really wanted her daughter to go into the celebrity world, maybe the content, social media.
She had to.
But I'm talking
She
about
had
your
to.
agenda at first. I'm talking about the agenda at first, maybe just to get on social media, not as far as celebrity status. Agenda at first.
I can't see. Okay, so let me, a couple of things there. For me, it's cringeworthy, right? Like I went because I saw what people were talking about the red dress video, the my, and I looked at it and was just like, right. I guess in somebody's mind, maybe in some way her mama thought, oh, it's funny. I don't know. Me personally, I don't, right? And like you said, I have young daughters. And the one thing I am always worried about, you don't want to mute your phone and turn your sound off so I don't hear you texting while I'm talking. No.
Damn.
Okay, never mind. But I personally felt like it was sexualizing and hurt the child, and that's something I'm always worried about, right? Because we do over sexualize these kids, even if they don't know it, we know it, right? So whenever my babies get ready to leave the house, I'm always checking outfits to make sure that it's one age appropriate, right? I don't need them to leave out the house looking like miniature me's. I need them to walk out the house looking like an 11 and a 7-year-old, right? I don't need them to have on anything provocative. I don't need them to have on anything super revealing. Like that's just not what they need. I don't need them to have on anything that could catch the attention or would catch the attention of a grown man or even some women. Women can be pedophiles as well, right? So that
For sure.
are, my attention. So I'm making sure they got on flowers and seersuckers or something, whatever the case may be. I personally would not let mine do the my video. One that song is just not appropriate for a 4-year-old. So I mean, there are just so many things there that I personally would not do. Whatever her mother's motivation is, okay. She said, she thought it was funny, it was cute. Whatever, they making money. I can't see that she didn't do it with the intention of her creating content to be famous and to obtain celebrity status and to get money. I think I saw one video where someone said that she's a millennial mom who missed out on her dream, so she's now trying to live her life through her child. Like that might be the case as well. I think that's probably the case for a lot of parents, to be honest, who have young children out there. Because I can't imagine all of these kids are like, hey, I really want to do some of this stuff that, isn't age appropriate for me, for the sake of going viral. But, hey, I don't know.
I was good until she started tooting it up. Like you just doing a little line dance, like, I can see that. But when you popping your hand and popping your little monkey like that,
Yeah.
that's going too far.
And I'm a mother of a dancer, right? Like I have a child in dance, and I struggled with the dance routines. They were, for performances, they're like, oh, she needs makeup. I'm like, she will not have on makeup. She will not have it on. They're like, but she needs it. She does not explain to me why a 7-year-old needs to have on makeup, right? Like I am sending her here so that she can learn the art of dancing, right? I need her to learn technique, fluidity, that type of stuff. I don't need her face made up. And then I got to spend the next 2 weeks getting the stuff out of her skin because she has skin allergies and sensitivities, right? So now her face breaks out from that stuff because it's not age appropriate for her. But they don't think about it like that. Or, I'm fussing about like, what does this outfit look, like what is the costume we're putting on? Why do 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds need to have on halter tops and booty shorts? Like my baby gonna be thick with it, right? I already know this. I know what she's working with. So I am very conscious of what she puts on because I know it's gonna be somebody's cousin, brother, uncle, daddy sitting in the front row, and I don't need them looking all at her stuff like that. I don't like that. For that.
Yeah, I was when my daughter did gymnastics, I was kind of the same way. There's other fathers in there, but like you said, there's girls, fathers and parents, they invest in their kids doing, like mine was doing gymnastics as like entertainment. Some people take their kids there for serious competition.
Like going to the Olympics.
Yeah, so for what they have on, it's just like, damn, you went all out. Like you got a bodysuit on. My daughter, hey, you got shorts on, you got something under there, Matter of fact, you about to switch clothes, you go in the locker room, making sure ain't nobody in there. Like you do be protective, and that even that young age, like doing nightclubs, grown people booking you for nightclubs.
Because why? Why are grown men booking a 4-year-old to be in a nightclub?
Because it's all about the money. It's about the spectacle.
Why are grown people paying to go see a 4-year-old in a nightclub at night?
I don't know.
Nike says, "Oh shit, I had a hard week at work. I'm finna go to the club and watch this 4-year-olds pop it like that. Like I'm finna make it rain on a 4-year-old. Like who the hell is doing that? Why?"
I don't want to create more divisiveness, but I have an opinion, so I'm gonna let my opinion fly. When my brother said something about it, I had no idea what he was talking about. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Just not in my purview for all the right reasons. But I get why it's in other people's purview because of the movement that's going on right now. When I started looking into it, the first thing that I really actively looked for was, where's her daddy?
What up?
I could not find shit.
You won't find it, daddy.
So either he's a dirtbag or he's just not doing what he's supposed to do. God forbid he is not alive or something like that. I don't know, but I looked to find out how, her father would feel. I didn't find that. I didn't find anything remotely close to it.
Where's her granddaddy? Where her uncles? Where's her godfather?
That part. So the video that I saw is the dude was like, yeah, I see Ms Shirley mama online going off because somebody called CPS.
Yes. Yep.
I call CPS. You know what I'm saying? And it's mixed reactions from his video. Some people like, you need to mind your business, and I don't know why that's an opinion. And other people.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's something that I didn't like. It's something that I don't like when young ladies are put in these type of situations, right? But also, we can't just, like, once you put it out there, it's for the public to consume. So if that man, in his heart, I don't think he did it on no, I'm going to fuck up her money. I think he did it for the well-being of the child. Was it overboard? Some people going to say yes. I need to know why your daughter is in a club where they serve alcohol. I don't care if you there or not. I don't give a fuck if it's Craig and Day on security. I don't care if Damon is day backup.
Top flight of the world, Craig.
What situation? I can understand you doing a picnic, a field day, a camp, a skating rink, some kid shit. I don't see you in the S bar on $2 Tuesdays for the money. Like, ma'am, and you mad that somebody is minding your business. Well, you put your business out there.
Yep. You can't.
If you got to explain that to the police and the social workers, that's what the fuck you got to do.
Right. Somebody just said, so what happens when one of these men, or even a woman touch that baby inappropriately? Now you mad because somebody has touched your baby. You have put her in this position because she should have had her ass at home in the bed and you should have been reading her a good night story. That's what she should have been getting. She should have been at home getting ready for either pre-K or kindergarten in the morning. She does not need to be, like you said, at $2 Tuesday, making it rain.
I will say shout out to the S Bar Columbia because that's supposed to be on the TikTok as far as Southern Soul and trail ride music every Thursday. I do also don't like because of
you do also don't like. You don't like the hell out of that.
Like, because she goes like the trail. She does the trail ride parties, the daytime joint. You know, she was in the boots on the ground video. She's doing music videos. And all. Being comfortable around too many men. I don't like my daughter being comfortable around too many men at a young age. And what you do is she gets a sense of these men are all right. Even if your mama's around, it's a sense of, all right, this man, like the comfortability level, like you're giving her too much comfortability being passed around. I don't want to say passed around. If I'm holding a girl, another dude's holding a girl, another dude's holding a girl, if 5 different dudes done touch your little girl at an event, that gives her a sense of, I don't know what women call it, but it's not good.
No sense of boundaries. It's no sense of boundaries.
And that's one thing I do not agree with.
Yeah. And where her daddy
at? Yeah. So Together said she is allowed to sit on Roman laps. They might be getting with it. I mean, you got a point.
Yeah.
You got a point.
I'm not gonna turn it into, we trying to prevent the darker conversation by having this conversation. Now, that lady gonna do whatever she gonna do. Now, I think with everything with it, because she was on the Sherry show or some shit.
She was on. Yeah,
she done did a lot of stuff. She done did Jennifer
Hudson.
Man. She done did
like, I get that. You should have kept that shit on TikTok. They should have been 15, 30-second reels. Stay out the clubs with your baby. You feel me? I wouldn't want my 18-year-old daughter in the club shaking her motherfucking ass. Now, granted, she is legally obligated to do that. But do I want her to do it?
Right.
Nah.
As a dad, you want your daughter doing that at any age. If she's 4, 18, 25, 40. You just don't want to let your daughters out there doing that. That's just it.
I done threw a lot of singles to somebody, dog.
Right. But this is the thing, right? For the folks that said it's none of their business, they need to mind their business. That's the problem with our community and our society right now. We are so worried about people minding their own business, right? But then we quick to be like, oh, but it takes a village. But you don't want a village. You want people to mind their business. You can't have it both ways. You either gonna have business or you're gonna have a village, but you can't have both. And because people are minding your business, they are trying to be your village and show up for you when you are not showing up for your village. Now you're mad. And that's a conversation that we need to have as well, because we don't want people in our business, but we really need that. We really need that community, because, before, when we had communities, we didn't have any of this. This was not when somebody.
Or if we did,
right? Like
you had to go through auntie, neighbor, pastor. You had to go through so many people to prove that you was really on that.
Right. And anybody's mama could correct you. How many times has y'all's mama corrected me? How many times has my mama corrected y'all growing up or whatever, right? And it was never that's none of their business. It was, let somebody else have to correct you in these streets. Then we gonna have a problem. But now that's my child, that's none of your business. And that's our problem right there.
It's none of my business if you do it in your house. It's none of my business if I don't see it.
Right.
But once I see it, and that's the thing, that's what's really like, even with all the viral, with not even just this, like these pranks that these young fools is doing and these sound bites that these people are trying to make, right? You can't go out, do some asinine shit, and then when somebody call you out on being an asshole, you want to say, mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
No, player. You put me in your business.
You did.
You feel me? And stop acting like mind your business is the comeback. You sound like an idiot. You in the subway throwing all their shit on the floor, talking about they made your fucking sandwich wrong or whatever clown ass shit you want. You cannot then turn around and be like, mind your business.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Because if you turn that camera off, I can't see what you're doing. Then I can mind my business. But you want me in your business, which is why you've put this. You've turned this camera on, and you've put it on the worldwide internet, right? The world wide web on the internet for interwebs and all of this for everybody to see because you want us there. Because if we mind our business, you won't have any likes, you won't have any followers, you won't have any clicks, you won't be able to monetize. But then that means you got to go get a regular job, a regular 9 to 5, and then who really wants to do that, right?
And that's the other thing. So this little girl, she's internet famous for doing this line dance and doing these dances, right? We lived in an age where our adolescence is in the ether. You feel me? If we want to lie about what we did from 0 to 18, we can. If we want to tell the truth about some crazy shit, there's no way to prove it either way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But God willing, this little girl is gonna grow up.
Yep.
And
guess what they're gonna be able to do? Go back to when she was 4 years old.
There are receipts. There are receipts for all of this, right? So she doesn't even get the option of having an innocent childhood. That's already been taken from her, right? So she doesn't get the option of having privacy. She doesn't get the option of being able to do her, right? Because her mother has already exploited her for money and taken that option away from her, and that's not fair to that baby.
Even if she's saving it up for her college future, like my brother said, jobs now they'll check your credit report.
They've been doing that.
Yeah, checking your social media.
Yeah, these kids going to the NFL and Major League Baseball and women's basketball, they check your past.
Yeah.
And they'll find the one time that maybe she did the little dancing a little bit too provocative, and now it's questioning your scholarship or questioning your
whether you can be a part of the organization.
Right. A lot of times you have to sign character clause in a lot of your contracts now when you're getting ready to go into a job, especially depending if it's a customer or client facing position. Like there are moral clauses now that you have to sign. And if you do something that violates that moral clause, guess what? Your money gone. And that part of that moral clause could be, whatever you did at 12 doing something stupid on the internet because you wanted to do the latest prank, and now your whole future is in jeopardy. So thinking through.
I just feel like we should have seen something else by now. So the little girl, she liked to dance, right? The image that you putting out means that's all she liked to do. You know what I'm saying? And for the same reasons that social media is like the devil's playground, there's still some grace there. There's a kid, I'll try to look it up in a minute. I'll post it in the comments when we get done. I think he got MS or something. Either way, he don't have the use of his lower extremities. He has a major social media following based on his father supporting him and teaching him how to work against his ailment. Like if you fall down, this is how you get up. And the little kid, like he's young, he might be 7 or 8. And you could tell he's struggling with the situation that his body is in. And he cries sometimes. But that is the type of content, like, don't just put on the Johnny Gill my reel and the boots on the ground reel. Show that you know how to color inside the lines. Show some kid-friendly shit to offset that other shit. Because right now, all we know is this fast-ass little baby.
But that comes down to view count, because she did count to 10 in Spanish. She's done some stuff.
You have to offset.
Yeah,
right.
But the view count don't match. So for the mother, if you're looking at view count and getting paid off this social media content, you're gonna do that, but you're not gonna publicize. You're not gonna put it out there as strongly because the view count and the content ain't up. Now, granted, for her dancing and not to sound, but I got a daughter. I ain't saying like that. Does she got the steps? She got the steps. Hopefully, she becomes a great all around dance. Hopefully, that's her passion, and she really, really, really wants to do it. Hopefully, I don't agree with dancing dolls, but I understand dancing dolls. I don't agree with it because they kind of do the same thing you were just talking about, Tiki, with the makeup and all the hair stuff and dancing. But if that's what she wants to do, and I would be proud to say in 15, 20 years, I remember when she was 4 years old doing that. And she's dancing ballet or hip hop or choreographer or something like that. I would be proud to say that. But for what she's doing now for her age, no. But that's the society we live in. Like somebody made a comment about old dudes dressing young. Is it old dudes dressing young, or is it people dressing their kids as an adult? And
Old
it's
dudes
kind of the
dressing
same
young.
concept.
It's grown men out here.
I don't know if it's the same
That's
concept.
the old dudes dressing young. When you got grown men out here in skinny jeans that they can still barely get up, to their hip bone. That's the old dudes dressing
But
young.
is it like that also because so many young kids do it? Like the way a kid wears a hat. If dudes been
It's
wearing
like
their hat a
that
certain way,
because and we talked about this. When you go in the store to go buy you a pair of jeans, what's in there?
skinny
Right.
jeans. That's it. Skinny jeans.
But hold
I
on.
don't think it's the same. Go ahead.
Listen, okay, motivated minds. Look up. It's a young kid. His name is Sean, the science guy. Right? He used to go to school with my girls, but he's so advanced. He finished like 2 grades worth of curriculum in like the first semester of school or whatever. So, but he has like 1 million followers. It's Sean, the science guy, and he literally does like various science routines and stuff. Right? And let me tell you, the comments on this little boy, ridiculous. Horrible. And he is out here teaching kids, let me see. So Bella's 11. So I think Sean is 10. He's either 9 or 10 right now. But he's teaching kids about science and all the cool stuff about education. He's telling you how he wants to be a scientist and engineer when he grows up. And the only thing that adults can get on there and do is talk about him being overweight. You got grown men coming for a 10-year-old talking about him being overweight. He needs to pull back. He did a podcast one night, and they asked him like his favorite food, and he started going in about how much he loves macaroni and cheese. And grown men were really out there talking about how this kid needs to pull back off the macaroni and cheese. Never mind, he is smarter than most of them listening, probably all of them, right? But this is what grown people have to attack a child about. So when you have a child that's out there actually trying to do something, right? That's actually trying to promote education that's in our community, right? He's in our community, right? A little brown boy just like us. Grown people are still out there attacking them. So we don't care if you're out there entertaining and doing something that's ill appropriate or not age appropriate. We don't care if you are out there doing something that is age appropriate. We still gonna be mad about it.
Oh, somebody is always gonna be mad at everything. Somebody is always gonna be mad at everything. You feel me? That's the evil part of the internet and social media. That's the part that I be talking about, because there are people that they just living their life. They just trying to find their way throughout this shit. And because we're in a no privacy, everybody wants to look into everybody's peephole. Is that a pause? I don't care.
Yeah, don't look.
Everybody wants to look inside everybody's life. And you can't, if I'm over here doing what I'm doing and you don't like that shit, you rather use your fucking energy to bring me down than move on to the next thing.
Because it takes no energy for you just to say nothing and move the fuck on.
Just move the fuck on. So this is why we need to take extra time with our children, with our nieces, with our nephews, with our sons, with our daughters, with the young people that's in your village, because they don't understand. They're just doing what they do, and they get all this backlash and they have no idea how to deal with that shit. And it manifests itself in ugly ways. You feel me? So as an adult, I don't give a fuck what you say about me, because if you say it to my face, I definitely don't care if you don't have the courage of your conviction. I'm gonna fire your motherfucking ass up if you say it to my face, though. I can defend myself. These kids are being put into adult situations regardless. Now, that's what I will say in the case of the Ms Shirley thing. It really don't matter what kind of content. Once she became popular, she's gonna be a victim of certain shit. But also, mom, you also need to take heed. Everybody ain't wrong about the situation. Everybody's not hating. Everybody's not trying to fuck up your bag. Some of these people are concerned with how you do what with your daughter. And it wouldn't be our business if we never saw it.
Right.
It was a the same dude you were talking about earlier about the CPS, and her response, because she was going on, was there was a comment saying she had an OnlyFans, but the mom said it wasn't OnlyFans, it was
It's a
fans
Facebook
only.
page.
It's a
Yeah.
Facebook page of fans only, which I kind of understand, and the simple fact of, like my brother said, where's the uncles, where's the dad, and if the quote, or not the quote, the saying is, black men aren't protecting black women. And in this point, this black man is protecting a future black woman.
And
You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Like motivated minds. And the guy even said, now if something happened to the girl, y'all gonna be asking for help. But you kind of put her in that, I ain't gonna say predicament, because she is excelling. She is doing something. We're just kind of pointing out the bad parts. But the world today, like what's across social media, is a lot of
Boots
negative
on the
shit.
ground. Boots on the ground, fine. My, hell no.
Right. We're not saying that she can't be out here line dancing, and if she had a YouTube channel or TikToking or whatever, line dancing with other kids, that's not a problem. We're not mad about that. We are concerned that this child is in a nightclub doing it, and grown people are paying to see her do it. That's what we're concerned about.
And it's not only that, it's grown women lusting over the same grown men that are holding this girl. It's the same as grown women lusting over these dudes singing these songs that are holding this little girl. And I'm not trying to say none of them dudes is doing anything wrong, because I don't know. But the way the world is now, anything can be said to destroy your career as the man, because somebody else viewing what you're doing.
As the father, nigga, this is we in such a weird place, cuz you have a daughter and people will look at you weird if your daughter is sitting on your lap.
Yep.
We just in a weird fucking place. Now you want us to give all the empathy and the support and the love to our kids. I don't know if the pedophiles fucked it up for the regular people or what the situation is, but the overcorrection of us not being able to tell what your intentions are. We got to go by what we see. And if I roll by you sitting on the bench with your daughter on your lap, I'm not thinking nothing. But the 10 people behind me, they won't call CPS. It's just a weird place that we in. We need to do our best to be supportive and be smart about how we are trying to get this bag. And this is the thing. Ms Shirley, your time is almost up. These viral moments, they don't have any staying power. You feel me? You could be famous today and unfamous tomorrow. You could be famous for a month and forgot about for 10 years. Take the things that apply, Miss Shirley's mom, take the things that apply and do the best you can for you and your daughter.
Diversify.
Stay away from the leaps. Stay away from some lipstick and the bumping and grinding Don't do no genuine. Don't do none of that shit. Let her dance to Blues Clues or Bluey or whatever the new hot shit is. Let her do act outs of Lilo and Stitch. Let her do some children appropriate shit because these things are going to have a lasting impact on the rest of her life. It's cool now. She don't necessarily know how to read. She don't necessarily know what context. She don't have to worry about the poison of the comments now. But there will come a time when she has to deal with that as an adult, with an adult mind.
They had Al Sadiq was on Gary Owens' joint. They were doing a virtual party, and Al Sadiq was talking about a time where his daughter, they was at the skating ring in Houston, and he had got a call that there was a dude recording his daughter practice. And he went down there and he ran up on the dude. And the dude was on some, well, your daughter is actually competing against my daughter, so I was just recording your daughter. And he was like, nah, there ain't nobody recording my, and I feel what he was saying, but in a sense, he's right and wrong. Like, I feel what he's saying. No, but listen, if you're in competition, think how many times you look at game film. That's what I'm saying. If you're in competition, no, I feel what he's saying about don't record his daughter. But also, if I'm playing devil's advocate, if somebody's competing against, because you got to think, sports is way more competitive now than it was back in the day. It's way more competitive. That's just like if your daughter playing basketball and somebody in the stands recording your daughter play basketball. What's the difference?
I
feel you and I don't.
The whole game. Are you just recording my kid or are you recording the whole game?
He was saying that he got a call that somebody recording his daughter. Now, I don't know how many people in the ring. I don't know the context of what he's saying. He's just saying somebody, and that's part.
Somebody felt concerned enough to make him aware.
That's what I'm saying.
But what's the difference between a coach going to your game, to your daughter's game and recording?
Because we know about game footage. We've been talking about game footage.
It's the same thing. It's just ice skating.
But we don't talk about it in that context.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, there's two sides to it. As an athlete, there's two sides to it.
Okay, so educate me because I don't know this part. For game footage, is it just like when you're watching it to kind of watch for strengths or like how they move or whatever? Is it just the game, or is it okay to record like somebody's practice session as well and watch them practice? Because to me, that's what it sounds like somebody was probably doing. And that almost seems like an invasion of their privacy. And like that does seem like they're probably going over, like doing too much. If you're recording somebody's practice section, now if he was recording like the dance competition or whatever, and he recorded everybody, and they was like, okay, we're gonna go back and watch it. That's it. That's the competition. That's open for the public. But I guess if it's their practice session, I would be.
She was at the skating ring, so a skating ring doesn't shut down like a practice field. Like, there's other people out there skating. So he was saying somebody told him that somebody's recording your daughter. I can't remember who it was. I don't know if it's a family member or what. And he went down there and pressed the dude about it. And I agree. But on the flip side, as an athlete or a coach, like, they do that. Or they send scouts to do that. So but
at what point? Because
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. We don't know when it comes to this AU basketball, AU baseball.
That's what I'm about to say. So what if you got a league, right? And we getting ready to wrap this up. I feel what you're saying. That the dude recording did not necessarily have any ill intent.
And once again, I'm not on his side. I'm just putting the
right. Yeah, no, that's the caveat. You saying he may not have had any ill intent. I watch I forget what they call it, Taifa football. Back in the day, it's kind of like AAU, an amateur athletic league, but it's football. And it was like ages, I want to say 7 to 10 or 7 to 12 or something like that. It might be 7 to 10 and then 10 to 12 and then 12 and up. Either way, if I got a 10-year-old son, I don't know that I'm sitting down with him to game plan a game. You feel me? With a 10-year-old,
You don't think Gilbert Arenas or somebody like that doing that when they sons was coming up?
I think that's different because they professionals and they got tools and shit that I understand at the high school level.
But that's worse for the fake daddy that wasn't no athlete that's trying to live through their son's dreams.
What I'm getting at, I'm trying to get at the footage part of it. So again, 7 to 10 years old, you really out here, you the head coach of some 10-year-olds, and you out here seriously game planning. Like I can see you watching it saying, okay, they gonna dive right, they gonna dive left, we gonna play football. Okay, he can throw the ball. But to go out and videotape a kid individually for that age group is kind of weird. I don't know how old his daughter is. I don't know how serious the dance shit is, but come the fuck on, cuz we already in a dangerous spot now with this NIL shit. It is now trickled down to the high school level.
Yep.
So these motherfuckers gonna start signing fetuses in a minute, cuz oh shit, your mama 6'4" and your daddy 6'8".
Surrogate
We're
mother.
gonna sign him at 3 years old. He is committed to the University of Syracuse. This shit is getting crazy.
That's my 7-year-old.
All I'm saying is protect all these children, man, but especially these young ladies. I would rather you go the extra mile to make sure that somebody is all right and it be a misunderstanding than for you to ignore these kids and the shit that they got going on. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, man. And I wish we had the ability to upload these videos. I watched the reel today because where this dude was getting he had been arrested, he was being arraigned for his charges. And his dad was supposed to be there. His dad was running late. His father shows up. He's a young man, adolescent, maybe late teens, maybe early 20s. I don't have all the details. I want to say his last name was Roddy, Roddy. But his dad shows up, and his judge is like, "Do you know what your son is being charged with?" And he's like, "No." She's like, "Well, I'm about to tell you. He's being charged with kidnapping and an SA incident." And his fucking father just buckled. Like you could tell as far as, and he lived with his dad now. So this ain't like I live with mom and dad see me sometimes. We have to pay attention to these children, man. And you're not going to be able to save everybody from everything. Life is just kind of messed up that way. It's a coin flip whether you get the story through a wise way that doesn't affect you or whether you have to learn by that experience. But do your best to protect your children. And hopefully it doesn't result in a situation like this man having to go to court to find out that his child is a sadist. You feel me? Us not knowing about our own children, us letting these kids get by just sitting in their fucking room for days, weeks at a time, and all you know is, well, they in there. You don't know if he trying to build a explosive device or not. You don't know if he in there doing some shit that you don't support. Go the extra mile, man, and try to find out what's going on with your kids. Don't just be a roommate to your kid. Don't just be a caretaker for your kid. Know your kid so these things don't catch you off guard and you can protect them from the bullshit that happens. That's my final thought. Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I don't really have a final thought to follow that up. But yeah, protect the kids. Don't exploit the babies. Mamas, don't get your bag at the expense of your child. None of that is okay.
I would say allow the village to work. It's not an embarrassment for you as a parent if somebody's helping you correct your child. Because especially in this day and age with the way the economy is going, people got to work extra hours. They had to do it back then, but it feels worse now in the rate of inflation. So you will need that village. Understandable. You want to question the village, but before you go off on that village, understand what your child did for the village to step up.
Right.
And I think, especially with young parents, they think they can do it and they got it figured out, and they're young. But that village is highly needed, and that village is more than your community. It's more than your cousins and uncles. It's everybody you come in contact with, because our mailman in my neighborhood, in my dad's neighborhood, knows my daughter. And he lives somewhere else, but he runs that route. So that's part of the village. Like, people like that mean something. So if she's out in the street and he sees her, I know he got me. So if he called me out in the blue and my daughter's 10 years older, he's like, hey, your daughter, I can believe what he's saying. We don't have to take offense to somebody saying, hey, bro, I seen your daughter or son so. No, you didn't. Like, going off on them instead of finding out the situation. But as Tiki said,
be able to be accountable.
Yeah, as Tiki said and Jarvis said, man, we need a village. We need villages. Villages used to be our foundation back in the day.
I got a whole TikTok on the village.
Your TikTok is going up, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's that neck.
I appreciate
That's that
it.
neck bone. That's that neck. A neck
you act different when you get a collarbone. And I'm gonna get me a collarbone one day, cuz I ain't gonna lie.
This shit gonna be in collard greens and damn cabbage and
I can't stand you. You ain't shit. Oh, you ain't shit.
I appreciate for the people that tuned in, man, and the people that will tune in.
I don't think they like me on this podcast.
Again, you a jerk. You a jerk. I can see why they don't like you. I don't care if they don't like me. That's what we got to work on. Man, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. These are regular conversations that we need to have in the community. Everything is not always about the politics. Everything is not always about there's time for every subject, and we got to be able to have every conversation. This one it's a weird place to be because we're talking about kids. But for the most part, man, try to let kids be kids for as long as they supposed to be kids. And that ain't for
as long as you're shopping in the kids section, let them be a kid.
Can I ask y'all a quick question?
At least that.
Can I ask y'all a quick question?
I gotta be in bed in 2 minutes.
Is it fair for kids to get punished for what their parents did?
Yes, the sins of
what their parents
father.
did.
The sins of my father. That's been happening since the beginning of the time. The sins of my father.
So, like the shit with the Cassie and Diddy shit. Like she's pregnant now. She's about to have a baby. So
she had a baby today.
She had it today. I heard it, but I didn't know if it was true. Like her kids is gonna this court case is about to ruin her kids' future. Like, do you?
It ain't gonna ruin their future, but
if they know your mama is slut bucketing.
And this is the thing. That's a whole nother show. We're not gonna start that.
That's another Wednesday.
What I'm saying, we talked about the parents and the kids, but the kids having no aware what your mama did in the past. Just like Ms Shirley, you get up in age, you start having kids, people bring your past back.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of kids that's gonna find out in a little bit.
Kids, let's just say them kids gonna need therapy immediately.
It's a lot of kids that need it
immediately.
They don't even know that they need it, but they do. It's a lot. But every kid this is a whole other show, but we all need therapy in some form or fashion for whatever trauma, to heal whatever traumas or whatever we have. So that's nothing new. It's just the degree and the fact that everybody knows what their trauma is that they're going to need to work through. That's all it is.
All right.
What she said. Hey man, look. Yeah, pray to somebody, cuz I don't care who you pray to, cuz. This is the BOTB Live Show. I'm Jay Walken. That's Carolina Dirt. And as always, Tiki Blue, we appreciate you. Can't wait to do it again. And until the next time, man, y'all be easy. Let the people love you back. We go.
We go.